morning, Quilt Roadies. Thanks for stopping by. I hope everything's been good for you and that life is treating you well. It's been kind of a bumpy road for us lately, and I know that it's been about a week or more since we've met up here in the beehive, but know that you were in my thoughts, and we're putting one foot in front of the other. We were out camping. G and I were camping, and so he will, I took some video out while we were camping on the Columbia. I was kind of excited to go camping because it was the first time in 2 or 3 years that the Rose Festival, because Portland is considered the Rose City, and I can vouch for that 100% because my yard, the rose bushes are exploding. I mean, just exploding. But the Rose Festival was going on, and what that entails is that in the past, big Navy ships, usually 3 different Navy ships, come down from like Astoria, where Astoria is at the mouth of the Columbia to the ocean. They come down to Portland, and people can take tours of the Navy ships, and it's quite a spectacular photo picture because all the Navy men in their starch white uniforms will be standing along the railing, and I really wanted to see that. So we were camping on the Columbia hoping to catch that. Of course, I didn't check the dates ahead of time, and by the time we got to our camp where we were going to camp, the ships had already come through and were already docked downtown Portland. So we didn't get to see that. I saw a couple of small naval vessels go by, but there was a little more traffic. The river was very high. There was absolutely no beach where we were because the river was so high. And from what G told me was that they released more water in the reservoir because of the snow melt was going to make the water rise. You know, things that, you know, I know how many threads of floss or how much thread I might need for a particular project, but how much water is going to overflow the banks? No, not much. But we were camping and enjoying ourselves, even though there was no beach. The view was still spectacular. And then we got some news that we needed to come back home. Yeah, there was a loss in our extended family, which is not my story to share with you, but just know that hug your family. Hug your family, hug your friends. There's no guarantee for tomorrow. There's no guarantee for tomorrow. So we packed back up and hustled back to town, and we have been here ever since the camp ground was nice enough to give us a 2-day credit, and yeah, so we have high hopes of going out there again. So we hustled back to town sooner than we thought, but you want to, in times where your heart needs it, you want to be with family and friends. You want to be with family and friends. There's comfort in it. There's comfort in it. So I didn't get much stitching done. I had taken my Yazzie bag. This is, I wanted to show you this Yazzie bag. I embellished it with a buttermilk basin heart mat. But this is the perfect size Yazzie bag for like one project, when you just want to take it on the quick and get it done. It is the oval sewing box. So that oval sewing box right there in the corner, yeah. And I had taken with me the project that we are going to be doing at the Quilters Affair in Sisters, Oregon in July, and it's this welcome mat, and it has, you know, all things sewing. So I had that all packed in here, ready to go. I never got to stitch on it once. Never got to stitch on it once. But what was really fun was that when I was unpacking it to pack it, you know, it also comes with this little pouch in there. So what was inside ready to go was this French General embroidery panel. And I had started that corner. And in the pouch that goes in there was all the floss. So that made me excited about this all over again. Yeah. So I'm gonna do, and all I'm doing is a, of course I don't have glasses. No glasses. It looks like, yeah, it just looks like I'm doing a back stitch. Yeah, back stitch. So if you just want a project bag that's just like going to meet up with girlfriends, going to a coffee shop, going on a short trip, that's your bag. It holds one good project in there. Yeah. I didn't take my table runner, so I'm still tacking the binding down, but I'm on the last side and a half of that table runner. And what else can I share with you? Oh, the threads that bind. Remember the jelly roll that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop that I was using this particular book. For those of you who've asked, this is the book that I'm using, Perfect Quilts, for pre-cut fabrics. The reason I love this, looks like I set a coffee cup on there. I mean, it has all kinds of different quilt sizes, patterns. This one is, let me see if I can get, I just love this one. It uses pre-cuts. Look at this one here. Yeah. So the one, as I told you, that I was doing was called Apple of My Eye, but I flipped the apple core top and bottom to make it like spools of thread. And I used the pre-cut Threads That Bind jelly roll that Fat Quarter Shop had. And of course, what's not to love about Blackbird Design Fabrics? I mean, I love Blackbird Design Fabrics. And so what I did was I started to cut up the jelly roll, figure out what I wanted to do. The patterns in that book are so easy to follow. But I decided that in this particular house, I don't have a lot of areas to hang big quilts. This house has a different architecture to it. But I do have in my entryway a quilt hanger that I rotate, you know, seasonally or monthly, whatever I feel like, and I rotate a quilt out of that spot, which meant that I had to adjust the size of the apple core quilt. And so I cut down on the number of blocks that I needed, and I measured the size of the quilt that I needed for that particular hanger. And see, these are things that you can always do in your own home, is that when you see a pattern, it doesn't mean you have to make it that size, that you can cut it down and make it your own. So I ended up doing a 3, 6, 9 block and you see how I flipped the top and bottom to make it look like spools. And then the only thing I did that I wish I had changed was around the corner. I made the corners the same. I paid attention to the fabric that was at the end of this strip so that I would have the same fabric meeting up with it. The only part that I wish I had thought about ahead of time, but I didn't, and I'm not doing it over, is this corner. I wish I had mitered that. Yeah, I kind of wish I had mitered it, but not enough that I'm going to rip it out and redo it. And so now all I have to do is layer and quilt, and then I'm going to bind it in the same cream fabric as my setting fabric. So didn't that turn out fabulous? And it's the perfect size for my hanger in the entryway. So whenever I'm feeling like switching it out, I'll hang this one up, and then whoever walks through my front door will know, oh, there must be a quilter who lives here. Yeah, so yeah. So that was a very fun project, and I know that if you want to do a bigger project, that the Fat Quarter Shop is getting the yardage in, or they have the yardage in on the bolt. I used the Precut jelly roll. They had Precuts for, and I got the Precut 5-inch charm square because I know I'm going to do a table topper. Yeah, so that was finished. It is, we've had my middle grandson quite a bit. He had his birthday party last Saturday. It was so interesting to go to that birthday party. It was in a very, very lovely park. Lots of space and activities for kids. And it was him and his friend's birthday party. They did a joint birthday party. And for G and I, it was fascinating to see this whole group of older parents than when we were parents. When we were young parents, we were in our 20s, maybe early 30s, but I mean, I had my younger son when I was 34, and I was considered an elderly multip. That was actually the word used on my chart, elderly. And here at the party were all of these couples that were in their 30s and 40s. So I enjoyed just watching that whole different generation and dynamic than before, and how they interacted with their children, and it was kind of fun. It was very fun. And my older grandson was able to come with his dad, so I had all my grandchildren together, which is a win. That is a win. Even though it was kind of drizzly, rainy, the one thing about Portlanders is their life does not go on hold if it rains. No, you just adjust to the rain. And so my daughter-in-law and my son, they set up kind of a canopy tents over some picnic tables, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. A lot of fun because it felt, it felt somewhat like a pre-COVID life a little bit. You know, everybody was outside, so they were enjoying being together and talking, and you know, these parents pass quickly when they're picking up and dropping off their kids, but this was a time for them to kind of spend some time together. Yeah, spend some time together. Yeah. So that was a great, great Saturday, and then we'll be actually celebrating with him on his actual birthday. And I'll show you a quilt in a minute that I actually made for him a few years ago. And somehow it never got to him. I don't know what happened, but when I was restacking quilts, I saw it and I thought, what the heck? This needs to go to him. It has his the labels on it, it has his name. So I'll show you that quilt. I know that I bought the kit. I'm trying to think. I can see the shop that I bought it in. I cannot remember the name of it. I know that I did a video of that shop, and I'm pretty darn sure, don't quote me, I'm pretty darn sure that it was in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in Lincoln, Nebraska. I bought the kit. It had just come out. I don't know, you all will know the fabric line and the pattern, but literally the pattern itself was a free pattern from the company who printed the fabric. See, I'm remembering some details. And so the shop gave me the pattern, and I bought all the fabric to make it. So you have to go back to my old videos. I know some of you have left comments that you've been, you maybe are new to the channel, and you see how many videos there are, and you go back to the old ones. I like to go back and look at the traveling ones where we went to places we'd never been. I went to quilt shops that I'd never been, and parts of the country that make you realize how every state has beauty. Every state. You know, there'll be some of those say, oh, I'd never go there, but in actuality, you get there, and if the landscape isn't beautiful, the people are beautiful. If it's just, that's the one thing about traveling, is you get out of your own little self-contained box. Yeah, you get out of your own self-contained box. Yeah, so I'll show you that quilt. In fact, I'll show it to you right now. Hang on. Isn't he adorable? I just love this quilt. And the fabrics are amazing. Now, this was actually quilted by a long arm quilter that I know over in Bend, Oregon. Oh. Yes, so this is definitely going to him this week for his birthday. Long overdue. Well, I have not heard from the winner of the Skinny Pillow book. Yes. And if by the next video I do not hear, then I will redraw one more time. And if I don't hear from that second person, then I'm keeping it. I'm taking it as a sign. Yeah. But I know it's like with our family, sometimes life just interrupts us. Yes, life interruptus. I did get a wonderful package from my friend Trina at the Cotton Harvest quilt shop in Ontario, Canada. Yes, I was trying to say seafoam, seaform. Forgive me, forgive me. But she sent a giveaway. I tell you, people are so kind and generous. It's awesome. But this giveaway is a buttermilk basin kit. I'm telling you. So here it is. I'm going to pull it out here. It's this adorable crow. One fall branch is what this is called. It's 11 by 14 inches framed. But included with that pattern is the fabrics. And so you have not only the linen that's the background, but you have all the wool and the button. And if you can tell by this wool, any kit you buy from the Cotton Harvest is, you're not going to be disappointed, because this wool is so gorgeous. And that is why I bought the kit from Trina about the clothesline, because I knew that there was certain colors of wool in that kit that were going to be spot on, and I wanted that wool. You know, I know that some people have been disappointed at different times with whatever wool they get in a kit because they were looking for a certain look. And what I can tell you is that the Cotton Harvest is not only a beautiful shop, which I hope someday to actually walk through the doors of, but her kits are going to include the perfect wool. The perfect wool. So you won't have to worry about that. Yeah, so I'm going to put in this, the blue and the red and the, oh my gosh, it's all beautiful. So this, let's see, what I would like to have happen in order for you to possibly win this is if you could, and I'll put the link below, if you could subscribe to the Cotton Harvest on Instagram, if you could subscribe to this channel, be sure you're a subscriber. My hair has got like electricity, is driving me nuts. And then let's use the word branch. Branch. B-R-A-N-C-H. Branch. And let's see who wins. But we surely do appreciate the subscription. This is so cute. So absolutely cute. Yeah. So then at the end of this video will be the winner of the spool sack pattern. That's going to be fun for someone. And next, but not least, I wanted to do another book review. So I pulled a book off the shelf that I wanted to share with you. Yeah, you're going to want this one. You're going to want this one. It's called Pure and Simple by Maggie Bonanomi. This is the book. I can't put it back on the shelf because I can feel that hyper focus coming in where I have to make something out of it, because the opportunities in here are so adorable. I mean, look at this. That little pillow, or you could do a wall hanging. That one's called White Tulips. This cracks me up. Sweet peas, early radish and sweet peas. Look at that. That pea pod is out of wool with buttons. There is something fun. Oh. This book is filled with wool fun. And tomorrow is the full strawberry moon. And look at that. Out of wool or velveteen, whichever. This book has so many fun things, and they're all kind of doable, you know. They are all doable, you know, like let's put in a couple hours and we'll have something cute. We can make it for ourselves, or we can make it as a hostess gift. I'm telling you. Tomatoes. This is, oh, look at this little wall hanging. Give thanks. Oh, and an acorn and oak leaf. Oh. So yeah, you want to go quickly and look for this book. It is an amazing book. And I love the back. It says, housewarming and heartwarming. No fancy skills to learn, no expensive tools to buy. A needle, thread, and wool are all you need to begin. Create pillows, runners, and toppers, wall art, and even clever vegetables. Crafted into sewing essentials, including a pincushion and scissor keeper. Make them in minutes to warm up any nook or cranny. This is the one. I'm going to leave it out because I know I'm going to be working on that thing. Something in there. I'm thinking I want to just start with the strawberry and the tomato. Yeah. My stitching pillow. Yeah. I'm ready for life to get a little simpler. You know, boring is okay, isn't it? Yeah. We could do boring. And I know I've told you in the last video it was going to be a busy month, and now it's even gotten busier. Quilt show's coming up pretty soon. I guess we've broken records with the rainfall. I've never seen this much rain. Um, there's sometimes when it's raining. We live at the top of a, well, you know, there's maybe a couple other houses that are higher up than we are. Our street is at the top of a hill, but it kind of runs down a little bit. And the other day, the rainstorm, which they call an atmospheric river, was literally a river going down the street. I could not even believe it. Atmospheric river. Yeah. All I've been doing is watching reruns. I watched a couple of the Senate hearings and it was so disturbing. I had to take a break from it and watch a little bit of Castle or NCIS or one of those things where you know what the ending's going to be. You know the good guys are going to win. That's what I want. Is I only want to watch things where the good guys win, like a Disney animated. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of chatter in the Beehive because Buzz Lightyear has been telling me that he's got a movie coming out. That seems like it'd be right up my alley. Right up my alley. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some lunch. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for a thumbs up. And I'll have some links down in the description box. And remember, if you're interested in that giveaway by the Cotton Harvest Quilt Shop, just put branch in your comments. And I love how some of you are so creative with your comments. I really enjoy it. Well, you all take care. Thank you for your friendship and for hanging out with me. And I hope our paths do cross down the road.